His controllers. Oh no, the controller might be dead. Hold on.
Okay, I already don't like the way she posed the question. I really don't. Because it was like, it's not even like you said, where like I'm gonna ask in the way you want me to. This sounds demanding, especially with the thanks so much.
You know what? It's also what's also really possible that I'd never really thought about. That could have been like a text that she sent to like 5 other people.
Hmm.
Like it's not even like it's literally like what's a good way to ask for money, and it just quite literally, you know, I was getting I was getting hit, and then like that person was there, and so I hit them. That's not what I wanted to do. But just like what's a good way to ask for money that might yield good results? And it's like, well, this sounds pretty good. Let's throw this out there and get some feelers going. And it's like, and whoever like, rewards me, I guess, is the people who care the most. And it's like, all right. Because again, I didn't feel like the way she asked was sincere. Like to me, it really did feel
It's so
like,
sweet. Where just like okay, and then she asked for my emails, and she was still thinking about me.
yeah, right.
I
Like that's
might be turning over a new leaf.
no, you ain't.
I heard a courier that
I'm
works in
not. Yeah, I'm
warehouse is
not.
coming through here.
Yeah,
What
no.
he's up to.
And so like for me, I was more curious as to I like because when she did that, I thought that maybe she was angry. My bad. Uh, but no, like, and I feel like that's, if anything, if that shows anything, all it really shows is that she's aware that her friends are few. Like she's aware that her friends are few, and I think and as many times as I told her, like, yeah, like, well, if you're friends with me, then you kind of end up being friends with my friends, like, because that's how my friends work. Like, as long as you're cool with us, like, cool with one of us, you're kind of cool with all of us. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe she was like, well, let me not completely shit the bed here. Uh,
So let me tell you about this, or as my old pal Ellie Knight would say, "Let me talk to you." Yeah. Um,
Ellie Mack.
it's an LA night.
Uh,
Can you believe they turned that diphthong Cameron Grimes face?
he was always a face. You just didn't like him.
He was he was never a face. He
Oh, he
was
was.
never a face. No,
Oh
no.
yeah.
Stop it.
Oh
Stop
yeah.
it right now.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Grimy Dog was always a face.
no. So, my trivia partner, uh, let's call her Alice. So, my trivia partner graduated therapy a couple of months ago. Um, she had been in therapy for a while, um, and a couple of months ago, at the beginning of the year, she had to like readjust her antidepressants, her prescription. Uh, and it took, she said it took like a month for her to like fully regulate.
Her
Um,
vagina was incredibly dry.
yeah, sure.
What
So
happened? Speak from experience.
it's been a very long time since she had like any involvement with a boy because a boy was kind of the reason she was in therapy a little bit. And so she like lost trust for relationships. So about a month ago, she decided I'm gonna get back out there. So she got on an app and she met this dude and they went and hung out. The first time they hung out, she said they hung out for 4.5 hours and they didn't even have food. All they did was like they went to this bar and had a few drinks and they played some games, but all they did was talk for 4.5 hours. And it was like an instant connection. So then in the next few weeks, they had a few more dates. And then she actually introduced me to him about a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks now. Actually, it's Thursday. So 2 weeks ago, she introduced me to him. And we played trivia. And he's a very cool guy. Let's call him Frank. So while they were, because it was just the three of us playing trivia, um, and I noticed that they seemed pretty close already, even though they had known each other for like less than a month. Like, he full on told her that some problems that he was like his parents were having. Because apparently, like, they're getting older, and he was like, yeah, my parents were here. They went to the doctor. I think they're having problems with their memory, and it was like some like heavy stuff, you know. And I didn't say anything because I was just like, well, this isn't my place to interject because he's kind of just talking directly to her. But because I have teacher hearing, I can hear everything. I'm hearing that extra clearly inside this crowded bar. And
Did you say teacher ear?
I have teacher hearing, yes.
Yeah, okay. Which is hilarious because your hearing is shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I found this out. Teacher hearing, essentially, I can't hear you at all if you're sitting right next to me, but I'm gonna hear you whisper across the room. Uh, so I zeroed in on what he was saying, and I'm just like, dude, they've only known each other for like 3 weeks, and he's telling her, yeah, my parents might have Alzheimer's disease. So I'm just like, that's pretty heavy, you know?
That's a lot to
Like,
lay on me, like out of nowhere.
yeah, yeah. And she was just, like responding compassionately. And then I find out that like they've had a lot of like talks like this where like apparently like he had mommy issues and she has daddy issues. And it's just like, oh my gosh, you guys are like a perfect match, huh? And so
No.
they've been really open with each other the entire time. So last week, I get to trivia. She's there, and she got there at like 5 o'clock. Trivia doesn't start until 7, and she messaged me, and she's like, "Can you come like as early as possible because I'm having a really bad week. I'm already here," and I'm just like, "Oh boy, here we go." So I get there like 5:30. Before I even left my apartment, she called me and she asked me if I would stop at the gas station for her. And I was like, "Oh God, what do you need? Some cigarettes?" And she's like, "No, but I need a new vape." I was like, "Oh wow, it really is. You've had a real bad week." because she's smoking. Um, and so I bring her the vape and everything, and then she starts to tell me about her week. And starting Monday, Sunday, Monday, she had uh, a gallbladder attack.
Oh no.
Um,
I don't know if
and
everybody
it
knows this,
wasn't.
but I'm having issues with my gallbladder as well. So that oh no wasn't like me being facetious. Like I was like, oh no, oh no. Like I genuinely
Yeah.
understand what that feels like, and it's enough to make you want to
So
cry.
it didn't. Oh yeah, she was like, it was really bad. But she said it didn't get bad enough for her to go to the ER because she didn't want to go to the ER.
Not like it
But
matters. There's nothing they
no,
can do for it anyway.
lucky for her though, her one of her roommates is a nurse practitioner. Um, and if you don't know what a nurse practitioner is, it means she's almost a doctor. Um, so she didn't want to go to the hospital, and she's just like telling her roommate like her symptoms and everything, and her roommate's like, sounds like the gallbladder attack, because she was like, yeah. She thought at first she thought it was just heartburn, so she had some Tums, and she was like within like 15 minutes, like everything was on fire and she couldn't breathe again. Um, so she had the gallbladder situation. Then she had an issue at work, and then she threw her back out.
How fucking old?
Deranged maniacs are busting up my clinic.
31.
Okay.
Got to chase them down and get my supplies back.
Alright.
She threw her back out. And so she was like, yeah, so this week has been going really terribly. And then on top of that, the last time I saw Frank was on Friday, and I've been messaging him, and he has not responded to any of them. And I was like, wait, what? And she's like, yeah, like he's ghosting me, but it doesn't seem like he would be the type that would ghost me. And I was like, you know what? Honestly, like he really doesn't, because like I hung out with the dude for literally like 3.5 hours, and I picked up on that. Like he's not the type to ghost, especially considering like how open you guys have been and what he was telling you about his parents. And she goes, wait, you heard that? And I was like, yeah, I had a special hearing. And she was like, well, if you heard it, then yeah, like he doesn't seem like the type that would ghost somebody. And she's like, it's really freaking me out. So the last time she saw him was the Friday after the Thursday that we played trivia. She didn't see him on Saturday. She didn't see him on Sunday. She said that she messaged him on Monday, and he never responded. And then by Thursday, she messaged him again, and she said, like, hey, what was it? Hey, haven't heard from you in a while. Hope your week has been going great, or going fine, right? And so I was like, well, when was the last time that you messaged him? And she's like earlier today at like 3. And I said, okay, good. Don't do it again. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, do not message him again. Like, it's been almost a week since you've spoken to him, and you've messaged him 2 times today. Like, just don't do it again because you're going to get the crazy girl rep. And she was like, I don't understand. Like, just trust me, don't do it again. And she was like, okay, well, you're going to have to take my phone because you know me, like, I overreact, I overthink in every situation. And so literally for the next 4 or 5 hours, like, I had her phone. Like, she literally had to give me her phone. And there were times when like she actually tried to reach across the table and just like snatch it because she was just like going nuts with like all of the thoughts that were running through her head. And when was it? Around 8 o'clock. She had reached this point where she couldn't take it anymore. And she's like, please, can I have my phone? Like, we're about to leave. Like, just give me my phone. I was like, well, are you not going to message him? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, I don't believe you at all. And she's like, yeah, you're right. So it's like 8:30. And the third person that we were with, like, he's like thinking about like getting ready to leave or whatever. And the two of us have just been like passing the phone back and forth, like to keep it away from her. And around 8:30, she says, "Can you just tell me, like, please just tell me, like, if he's responded to my message or whatever?" And I was just like, "Okay, sure." And I looked at the phone. Yeah, I didn't respond. I just shook my head no. And unfortunately, when I looked at the phone, though, I saw his name. He had responded. And the thing is my face showed 100% shock that he had actually responded. But I tried to play it off, and like I was just like, no, he didn't respond. But she saw right through it. And I was like, okay, look, here's the thing. He responded literally like right before I checked. Like all day he hadn't responded. And she was like, I knew he would. And I was like, sure, but I'm still not gonna let you have your phone. And so she was like, okay, fine. As long as he responded, I was like, yeah. So then she goes, if I give you the code to my phone, will you just like read it and tell me if he's like dumping me? And I was like, yes, I will. Yeah, because it's juicy goss.
Because you're terrible and you love a heartbreak story.
Yeah. So.
Oh no, I'm in the same boat. Like,
she gave me the code.
The only difference between me and you is like I'm scum, so like I wouldn't do it only because I'd be plotting on like yeah, I'm gonna get in there. Like I'm gonna go ahead and you're vulnerable. I'm terrible. Like there's no better time or reason to make yeah, I'm gonna try to get you. But that's
Have you watched Loki?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
I ain't
Are you going to?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna spoil anything. So she asked me, she was like, if he like dumped me, like will you like let me down in a kind way, you know? And I was like, yes.
It doesn't
yes,
matter.
I will.
It doesn't matter.
So
there's no kind way to do this.
So she gave me the code to her phone. I open the message and I read it. I do not remember it. I read the message, and then another just look of absolute shock just covers my face, and she flips out and she's like, "Oh my God, no! Is it that?" And like I didn't read it. I didn't read it out loud. I just passed the phone to her, and I let her read it, and she read it out loud, and then I went, "Oh my God, the two of you are the same," because his message said, "Hey, sorry, I've just had a really bad week, and I've been depressed. I meant to respond to your message, but I haven't been able to. Even writing this is taking a lot out of me. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. The two of you you freaking synced up on your periods together.
And for anybody who's wondering, which I doubt is anybody because no one watches these, this is what it's like for me to deal with Mark. Like, I feel like, and this is going to be, oof, I'm about to say some hard truths. Like, I think Deanna would, like, hate to hear this, but she doesn't know much about me, but I think this wouldn't shock her. I think that people are under the impression that I'm very understanding and I'm very caring about Mark and his issues. I don't fucking care about his issues. What people don't get is that, as far as I'm concerned, Mark's white. All of his issues are white people problems. Like, they're just white people problems. The anxiety, the depression, the I can't be around people because I have been for a week. Yeah,
and that's just because as black people we've been taught to ignore those things.
Like we know how to get through that shit. Like we know how to get down through that. Like we know how to deal with the fuckery. So like when I say that's white people shit, that's white people shit. Like white people get sad and can't like cope with life for like a day and a half to up to a week. Cause I haven't seen Mark since
This man's dying.
14? No, 15.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean seen. I meant seen as in quotations. Like.
Oh. No, well, I mean, it has been since 15 though, because he left.
Yeah, 2015. Yeah, I haven't seen
before
him.
I did.
Yes, I haven't seen him physically in the same position, like in face to face, in a very long time. But I haven't talked to him since. It was around. It's somewhere after March, so maybe in April, because we were supposed to be doing fucking Pokemon Snap together, and he was just
and
like,
we had also planned another Among Us.
That I don't quote me on that. He said that, not me. I have been thinking about that game a lot though recently.
We did. I had put it in the chat and everything, and then all y'all crapped out.
I probably would have done it. Probably. Hard probably would. It's a thought probably. But yeah, I haven't spoken to him like verbally in so long. Like I got like a message from him like a couple of weeks ago saying like, you know, it's
good for something.
that time of the, but yeah, he's on his emotional period. Like he can't deal with people right now, and like the answer for that is because like he's had to be around people for too long, and so like he has to like just take time away from people, and that's all there is to that. That's all there is to that. So, so like I haven't like talked to him about video recordings. I think I just need one more to get a new battery cord. I have not talked to him about recording videos. I sent him a video. I've been sending him links and stuff. So I'm not talking to him. I just haven't spoken to him. Cause like he's not. Cause the other day, like I'm sure if he sees this, like yeah, like the other day, Jordan was like, "Have you heard from him?" I was like, "No." And I told Jay like, "You gotta understand two things. One, none of y'all are my responsibility. It's like the only people I have to worry about in my friend circle is Jabril, because he's the only one that's single, and he's not single because he has himself. Whenever you get booed up, you're not my problem anymore. Because
why do you have to worry about me?
Well, because I only really worry about my single friends, and you got Edwin, so even still, you're not, you're not alone. I am not in the place I thought I was. Yeah, you're not alone. You know what I mean?
let it be known that alone is where I prefer to be.
Yeah, but but you're still not though. Like, when I say alone, I mean you're not in a situation where like if you had like a stroke, like no one would know. Like you just be like passed the fuck
Oh,
out.
that type of worry. Okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotcha. I gotcha.
Like yeah, so
That's
some
I always think about that. It's like if I was just in my room and something bad happened, how would I let someone know?
because that's kind of where I'm at with like a lot of the like people I talk to like online, because a good chunk of them I don't talk to outside of like certain chat apps or whatever. So you know, if like suddenly like a homeless girl who
I like it. Continue.
like homeless girl like I have got to talk. I have to call her that just like not say who she is. If something happened to me right now, especially because she's, she's pissed at me. Like if I got hurt, if I had a heart attack, if I fucking, if something bad happened, she wouldn't have a way to find out. She'd have no way to find out. Cause like none of y'all talk to her, or rather like she doesn't put herself in a position to where like y'all could if y'all wanted to, cause she's not really friends with any of y'all. So
I feel like there's a situation where if anything, like if she ever got worried about anything, now she has my email. She would
yeah,
probably like contact me. But the funny thing
you
is
don't
that
check
I
your
would be the
email.
one that would be. No, I would be the one. No, that's my main email now. But that I would be the one that would be the coldest towards her.
Probably because the thing is
Jordan and Mark are going to be much nicer. I would be the coldest towards
like
her.
at the very least, at the very least, Mark would be like, I don't know, and that would be it, and she'd believe him. Like, I believe that he doesn't know. And Jay would be in a position where it's like, it's her.
Yes,
Uh,
Jordan takes these things very seriously nowadays. So he would spill all of the tea, or at least the most important parts that he thinks she should know.
yeah,
I'd probably just ignore the email.
completely. Like, yeah, and, and like it's messed up in a sense because I understand exactly why you would feel that way. Is because you've gotten a chance to know. Like, well, to be fair, your bro has met her face to face. Your brother's met her face to face. Jordan's met her face to face. So, all of like most of my friends, like the close ones, like Mark, Jordan, and your bro, all know who she is. Like completely, they all know who she is. Whereas like everybody else kind of don't. Like most of my family has no idea who she is. You know what I mean? So like yeah, but she has like, and that's something I thought about. Like my dad fell and where he fell is irrelevant. But my dad fell and he ended up in the hospital. I in that moment decided like if my dad does like if for whatever reason like if they find him and he's not okay and he's like in a very state of permanent not okay, I'm fucking through with her. Like because at that time she was frustrated with me over something stupid. And like it was like we kind of really at this point where my mom was in the hospital earlier this year. She wasn't like in the mood, like she was upset with me for something stupid, which the way the universe works for me is like other women tend to show up when she gets really bitchy. And so like although like she wasn't around to like keep me company, someone else was. Like, and it's stuff like that. It's like, nigga, you supposed to be the one, like, or at the very least, you want that position. She's very much
Ride or die.
the weird thing is she's very much a, how would I put this? You know how toddlers don't want a toy until another kid has it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
Like it's 100% like that. Um, Damn, controller died. He's gonna jump in the water. Ain't he? Okay. Well, luckily we're done for the most part because I don't think there's anything we can do over here to close these out. Hell, even if it was, fucking controller's down. But yeah, and that's kind of how it is. Like when there's nobody else that I'm interested in talking to or interested in talking to me, she's free to catch as many attitudes as she wants. But as soon as like there's options where somebody else is kind of in the way, she's suddenly really fucking possessive. And I could argue, I'm pretty sure someone can make the argument that that's emotional abuse in some capacity.
Yeah. 100%.
Because there's a lot of like scenario situations. Ew, why is this sticky? Gross and no grimy. Like, there's a lot of people who like understand like in that. A lot of people who put themselves in that position that they've missed out on opportunities because this one person that they really like doesn't want to risk losing them. And so every time they're like, well, I got this opportunity to go move to this place. But you'll be away from me and I love you. Don't leave. And it's like, are you sure? Like, blah, blah. And it's like, yes, I don't miss you so much. And like, make it seem like, but I wanted to be with you. And I know they don't. That garbagey garbage. But that's who she is in a nutshell. It was like, she wants her time. Like, don't let other women get in the way of, like, when I have to go to work and I like having some company when I'm at work, which is true, but at the same time, it's fucking annoying. It's annoying in the sense that, oh man, you really like hit the nail on the head. Like when he met her, he was like, it's like being on eggshells, like constantly, because like every little thing can offend this person, like the slightest thing can offend her. Oh shit! And even
And
Mark,
I'm incredibly offensive.
and Mark was definitely like, how after all of these years of like talking to you, is she still being offended by things you do and say? Because you remember, I think it was you I was talking to when I said that the only time people can really offend you or annoy you is when you don't expect. I think I was talking to Jay. Like, people can't offend you when the thing they do, you see it coming.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've gotten into like things that would definitely be arguments if I didn't expect that out of that person. And I was like, yeah, this is about right for who you are. Like, I'm not mad at you for it, for sure. But I'm definitely not surprised. But, I'm simply not upset with you because this doesn't shock me. But yeah, like, it sucks. It's all very frustrating at the very least. But you know what isn't frustrating? This game anymore, because all the side missions are done. So the maps are mostly clear of enemies. All that's left now.
Okay, back to my story.
Yeah, go ahead. Shit, fuck it.
So, Frank messages Alice. He tells her that he's been pressed, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I knew it. I knew he wouldn't. I knew he wouldn't be that type of person." And I was like, "I told you he wouldn't." And she's like, "Oh, what should I respond?" And I was just like, I told her, "Okay, just tell him that you've had a similar week, and that if he needs to talk, then you are here to listen." And she's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll send that." And so she sent him something like that. And then about 5 minutes later, or no, it was 2 minutes later, she sent something else. And I was like, "Okay, you're done." And then like 5 minutes after that, she's like, maybe I should send like if you ever want to talk, I can listen. I'm here to listen because I've been through all of this before and blah blah blah. And I was just like, what is wrong with you? And she's like, I'm just gonna tell him. I'm like, no, don't send it again because then it's gonna make you seem crazy. Like you literally just texted him like 5 minutes ago. It's timestamp. You can't. He's gonna see that. And she's like, okay, but I'm gonna send it anyway. And I'm like, no, don't do it. You literally just told him that you've had a similar week. He knows. Also, you've told him like he knows that you've been in therapy. He knows that you've been in this position. Like you just told him that you're here to listen. There's no point in sending it again. And she's like, okay, you're right. You're right. So she sends me a message the next day, and she goes, is this cheesy? And she has, because they watched Space Jam together, actually the new one. They watched the first 25. They watched the first 25 minutes and then cut it off.
Damn.
She sent him something, and she's like, "How cheesy is this?" Because she wrote a little thing, and my response was, "What is this? Cookies?" She goes, "Yeah, LOL," and I was like, "It could work, should work. It's cheesy as crap." And then she let me know when he got them. So we hadn't spoken about him or the situation like all week, and then I went and met her tonight because we played French trivia. And when she showed up, she sat down and everything. We just did the catch-up thing, and she's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, me and Frank no more." And I was just like, "What? What happened?"
The answer was
And then like, no, she showed me all of the messages, because they still hadn't seen each other, and this was the first day this happened was on Thursday, and she was like, "Yeah, we were supposed to hang out on Saturday, but I guess that's not going to happen anymore." And then she told me like she had planned to introduce him basically to all of her friends on Saturday. And she messaged him a few days ago, and she's like, "Hey, I haven't heard from you like all week. Like I planned this thing on Saturday, and it was fine. Like if you didn't want to go, but like if you're not feeling this, like if you're not in the mental space to like be in a relationship anymore, then just let me know. Like it's been fun hanging out with you, but like let me know." And then his message was like, "It's been fun hanging out with you too, but you're right, I'm not in a mental space to be in a relationship with anyone right now."
You invited it. Like you 100% invited the breakup.
Hold on. So I'm reading all of this, and he's like, "Yeah, like I think that he's like, I just don't know. It's been really hard." And he's like, "It's even hard like writing this right now." And he's like, "I'm just not happy." And the line,
Pause.
the
I hate this man.
no, he's really cool, but you can tell he's in a very deep state of depression. Because there is no reason that he should be. This dude is loaded, and he drives a Range Rover. But I told her, I was like, "Well, no. I just said, well, I guess that's proof. Money can't fix everything."
Is that what Dennis drives?
But he is no. Dennis drives a Land. Wait, is it a Range Rover? Or is it a Land Rover? No, it is a Range Rover. Yeah. A Range Rover is Range Rovers are high-end luxury cars.
Well, then he's got some taste.
So the line that I absolutely gathered me uh, like I'm reading this, and he's like, I think I need to go to therapy to work some of this out. Then he drops the line, I went to church alone the other day, not even religious.
This is why I don't hate. This is why I hate him. This is why I hate him.
I was just like, hold on. He legit walked up into church alone? And then you mentioned something about doing yoga. I full on just stopped and laughed while I was reading this out loud at the table. And she was like, yeah, he's searching for something, but he doesn't know what. And I was like, oh, you're telling me, like, and he's not religious. Like, I made a joke about religion when we hung out, and he laughed. So,
God, I hate this dude.
then she responded. She was like, well, thank you for, like,
why are you still
letting me know.
Him? Leave him alone.
She goes, thank you for letting me know. I want you to know that, like, I've had fun hanging out with you too. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Right. But then she goes, yeah, but then I got drunk, and I was like, what? And she was like, just keep reading. And so she sent him another message, and she was like, yeah, I think you're right. Therapy would work great for you. It saved my life. I think it'll help you, like, find what you're searching for, and that and you'll see that you're missing out on something great. And then she put in quote, she put in parentheses, I don't mean me. And then she kept going because she was like, you're a great person. I think we have a lot in common. Like, people are drawn to you, blah, blah, blah. She just went on her therapy rant. And it was a long one, and I read the whole thing, and she was like, yeah, that was a lot. Sorry for that. I hope to see you again in the future. And he hasn't responded.
Why would he? Golly. Okay, so okay. So first and foremost, when he was like, and this is all from my Mark training. When he was like, it's just taking a lot to even write this. Your response should have just been, alright, that's cool. And, like, don't say shit else. Or just say, oh, I understand, it's fine.
No. But see, that's not her personality.
Yeah, I know.
She was having trouble just the week before, like, with me sitting there telling her not to. And then what happened when somebody wasn't there to tell her not to?
No, again, I understand, but I'm talking, like, I guess for whoever might be listening to this, she should have let it go. Like, she should have left him alone. Like, she should have left him the fuck alone. Like, just leave him alone.
She had to say her piece, man.
But, anybody who uses phrases like, it's just taking a lot out of me to even write this, like, fuck off. Fuck all the way off. Fuck you. Fuck whatever you believe in. You're a piece of shit. You're a fucking liar. You know how I know you're a liar? People don't do that shit. Like, no one fucking talks like that. People who have actual, like, genuine depression don't fucking talk to people. They don't
respond at all.
They don't say shit. Because they're literally... The only time somebody who has depression or anxiety says anything is when they're on the upswing. That's it. Like, not only did he say, well, it's taking a lot just to say this to you, he said it twice. It's clearly a line he uses. Fuck that guy. Fuck. She had to go to therapy. She was fucked up. And she was better than him. Like, nigga, motherfuck you. You, like, I even went to church by myself. Not even religious. Like, this is not a Drake song, motherfucker. Shut up. You're a liar. She is better off without that cunt wagon. Like, oh my gosh. Like, he is so full of shit. He is 100% full of shit. Like he a part of me feels like what he did was he was like, she's never gonna say this, that's fine. The dickweed I was talking to out in Texas, I feel like he did what she did to me, and that was bait her. He baited her into breaking up with him so he didn't have to be the one to do it. So at the end of the day, if he has to come back to her, it could always be like, hey, like, you know,
Oh yeah, yeah. I was like, oh, just wait. You're gonna get the message. I'm fixed. I've been
yeah,
healed.
like that's what it is. Yeah, it took several vaginas, but I finally found the cure. It was like that's what it's going to
Oh,
be.
so this is like one of the things that he said that, or she said that he told her. Like apparently they slept together on like the third date. Like they weren't even officially a thing, and he was like, "Yeah, I normally don't just hook up with girls unless I'm in a relationship with them."
Shut up. God. Like, why are they both living in Dawson's Creek? Like, why are they?
Dude, I wanted her to ride that D train to the bank because he's 32 years old and driving a Range Rover. Like, and it's not mommy and daddy's money. Like,
Oh man, at the very least, you could have married him and then killed him.
right? And then we can start our freaking production company.
Because golly, yeah, that dude's a prick. Yeah, fuck that dude. Like I hate him. I hate him with a passion. And like, and anybody watching this is like, first off, I don't subscribe to your bullshit. You don't tell me what the fuck to do. You don't tell me what the fuck to think. Like that dude's a piece of shit. Fuck him. I'm like, she's embarrassing in the sense that she doesn't know how to shut the fuck up. Like, just does not know how to be quiet. Like, does not realize, like, okay, maybe I should stop talking to this person before they fucking hate me. But she couldn't pull that off. And I realized that's just a matter of, like, a person, call it a personality quirk if you want. You're an adult, and at some point you have to learn when to be
She's
quiet.
drunk.
That's not an
Drunk
excuse.
people don't know when to be quiet.
Yeah, but when somebody said something recently that I like never genuinely thought about. You could say, like, some people say, well, it wasn't my fault, I was drunk. But you also, when you were sober, you chose to drink. So in theory, it's still your fault because you made a decision to be in a
Oh yeah, I
in a
don't.
state.
No, I don't. I don't accept it wasn't my fault. I was drunk. I don't accept it at all.
Well,
Like
anyway,
I never will. I never will from anyone.
because you can, I like even like, well, John Mulaney, yeah, being a blackout blunt, a blackout drunk. Like, I understand, like, sometimes, like, you get so wasted that your brain kicks off and then your body just continues working. Like, I understand that happens, but at the same time, you did not only did you choose to drink, but you chose to keep drinking to the point that happened.
Yep.
That's your fault.
Yo.
That's your
Yep.
fault. And even if you,
Sounds familiar to me.
and I know even if you have, I understand that it's a problem, but it all comes down to, like, it is what it is. But like, she's an adult, and maybe she can find somebody who likes her incessant jabbering. Like, maybe somebody will find it cute, or maybe she'll find somebody who texts back fast enough where she won't have to talk to herself. Who knows? But
No, I
anyway,
think the issue was is that like she really liked him and she was kind of hoping that she would like
I think she likes not being
snap
single.
snap him out of it.
I think she likes not being single. I
Oh
think
no
she
no no
like,
no 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 no! It's not that she likes being single or she doesn't like because she's been single like literally since
yeah,
I've known her.
yeah, but it's
Um,
more than just like dating. It was under the impression that, like, dating was terrible, and then, like, the first time you rolled the dice, like, you came out on a 7, and you just tried to ride that 7 to
oh no, this
success.
isn't the first time she attempted before, and that also went very bad. Um, and the reason she was so freaked out was because the situation was similar, like except she was into the guy and he pretended she didn't exist.
Oh man.
And he fully ghosted her. Even though no, and it's strange because he ghosted her while they were part of the same friend group, so they saw each other often.
That's like I said, man. At this point, you just lighten out being single, because there's no fucking reason to want to chase after somebody who fucking hates you, unless you hate yourself. That's my excuse. Like, I hate me. I'm garbage, and I will punish myself
Look,
until I
she
die.
ain't in therapy for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, therapy is good for the genes. I hope you get you a good crease. But that's it. We're done for the night. We're done until next time. Be safe and be sexy.
That's it, y'all. Stan's dead.
Yeah. Good night.
Free
Also, free
Britney.